Hello, brothers and sisters. This is Ann, and today is May 13th, 2023. Happy Sabbath to everyone. Today, I want to talk to you about a few dreams and visions that I have had, and I believe that they are letting me know that Yahushua's wedding is coming up very soon. Now, I have been telling people for years that the bride of Yahushua is one woman. He is not going to marry Israel, nor is he going to marry a church. His bride is one woman that has been chosen from the foundation of the earth. And just like Jesus, she came down from heaven, took on a flesh body, and is living amongst us right now. This is a woman that he's going to marry. And this is a woman that he's coming back very soon to pick up. He will take her, and with her, the 5 wise virgins, the ones who are ready, and they will go and be present at the marriage. Now, the marriage is not the wedding supper of the Lamb. That is spoken of in Revelation 19. That will come later, after the Great Tribulation. Now, not many people will actually attend the wedding. Remember, the Bible talks about 5 wise virgins. It will be Yahushua, the bride, the 5 wise virgins, and maybe some others. I know this is true, and I know there's not very many because I have seen this in a vision. And that is why I will be sharing the main vision of the wedding reception today. That's the main vision that I'm going to be sharing. I had that vision way back in 2016, but Yahushua had been bringing it up to my mind that I needed to pull out that vision, and so that's what I did. I had to search and dig it out from my files, but I found it. And it is definitely the one that he's been bringing back to my memory for me to post. And he's been doing that for a couple of months now. But in addition to that, he has given me several other dreams that also point to the fact that I believe that he is ready to pick up his bride. I will definitely mention those dreams also as we move on into the videos. So let's go ahead and look at the main vision. Now, as I said before, I had that dream or vision back in December. It was December 16th. December 16th, 2016. And I called that dream The Bride at the Wedding Reception. To me, that was the most beautiful dream that I have ever had, that Yahushua has ever given me. I posted that maybe in word form. I don't think I made a video some time ago, or I may have made a video. I don't know. But he definitely wanted me to find that vision again. And when I reread it, I said, oh, wow, I understand why he wanted me to pull out that vision, especially right about now. This particular vision, and I'm going to tell you about it, it was what they call an awake but closed eye vision. In other words, I was awake, fully awake, but I had my eyes closed when I had the vision. In the vision, it started this way. It started off with me seeing a bearded man and a woman, and they were coming together and kissing. Now, he had been showing me this vision, that little vision, almost every night. And basically, he would just show me that vision. It wouldn't even be in real people form. It was almost like a silhouette of a man and a woman, almost like a cartoon. And he would show me that, and they would come together kissing. And he would then tell me mentally that I love you. He would tell me, I love you. And I would say to him, I love you too. And that was basically the way that was going down every night. And so when it started to happen, uh, I had my eyes closed, but all of a sudden, everything started to change. And as I watched, those images actually turned into real people. And now I was looking at a real life setting. As I watched these images of the men and women kissing, the scene started to change. And all of a sudden, I'm seeing details of real people in a house or in a room. Now, it wasn't a really, really big room, but it was large enough where there were quite a few people there. And I saw myself standing in a receiving line. In other words, I was standing at the front of the room in a beautiful white dress, and my veil had been pulled up so I could clearly see my face. I knew that this was me, and it was my marriage that had taken place, and my veil had been removed from my face. All the women in the front were standing around me, and we were just chatting, and they seemed so happy to see me, and it was so much love in the room. Mostly at the front, it was young women, and they were around me, as I said, and we were just talking, and some of them had like little cocktail plates in their hand. So I knew that this wasn't the main dinner. This was more or less the little reception that occurs after the wedding, after the marriage had taken place. And so the marriage had taken place. My veil was lifted, and I was just standing there talking to all these people, these mostly women, up front. People were gathering all around me, and they seemed to be very happy to see me. I'm reading it and speaking it also. Some of the people had small cocktail plates with snacks on the plates. So I knew this was not the big dinner, but it was the reception that happened right after the wedding. Then I saw a man who had on a crown, and he was seated across the room from me. The man stood up from his chair. He was sitting in a raised chair, and then he stepped down from the chair, which was elevated like on a platform, and he came over to me, and he took my hands in his hands. He gave me a very friendly nod and said, "Welcome," as if he was saying, "We welcome you." But brothers and sisters, I felt in my spirit, which I wasn't quite sure, that this man was King David. I looked at him, and I could describe exactly how he looked, but at this point I'm not going to get into that right now. But I just kind of knew that this was King David. But I have learned that both Yahushua, or Jesus, and I are both from the line of King David. And I also believe that not only was there King David there were many other Old Testament saints there at the wedding, or Old Testament, New Testament saints were at the wedding, but I really was not able to recognize them. Now, during the dream, I was viewing it as a third person. In other words, I was looking through my eyes at me. And so I'm watching everything, so I had a perfect view of the whole room. Then I looked to the right side of the room, and I saw coming up the right side King Yahushua. He had on his crown. He was walking toward me, and I knew it was him because every cell in my body was screaming, "It's him, it's him." He was magnificently handsome. I mean, he was just unbelievable handsome. I saw his beard. He had a beard. I saw his beard. I saw that he was wearing a crown. I saw that he was wearing a robe. And he was walking toward me. And as he was walking toward me, the men who were on the kind of like on the other side of the room were all congratulating him. And he was walking so proud, and he seemed to be so happy and so pleased with everything. And by that time, as I said, my heart was just beating, beating. I knew that it was him. And I'm looking at him, and I'm looking at the setting, and it was just amazing. I was just so excited that I said, I think I may have blinked out because the vision ended. The vision ended. As he was walking toward me, he never really made it toward me, but I saw his face so clearly. I saw he was wearing a crown. He was just absolutely gorgeous. The vision ended, and basically that was the end of it. So it was one of the most beautiful visions that I have ever had. It was so clear. It was my marriage to Yahushua. When it ended, I was just left laying there on my bed in total awe of what I had just seen. Praise my Lord, my King. He is amazing, and I know for sure that he's doing this because our wedding day is coming up very soon. And as I said, the dream ended. Now, as I mentioned before, I believe that the wedding is coming up very soon. I have recently had several visions that make me think this. For example, on March 14th, 2023, I had a dream that Yahushua came and picked me up in a spaceship. And as I was leaving, there were a couple of other people in the spaceship besides me, but I really didn't see their faces. But as we were leaving, I saw Big Ben, the Big Ben in London, you know, that big tower in London on the left side as we were actually going up. And in my mind, I knew that that was a time marker. So when he comes to pick me up, it will probably be around the time that King Charles' coronation is going on. Now, that happened like last week, but some other things happened to be a marker, but I really won't get into that in this particular dream. So something did happen on that very date that King Charles' coronation was. It makes me so think that the wedding is coming up very soon. Then this very week, I saw visions, two visions. I saw a vision of Yahushua, and then I saw a vision of Yahushua and the apostles in my room. So I believe he's bringing the apostles back because I think they're going to be at the wedding. What better group to have at the wedding than his apostles? So I believe that's coming up very soon. So as I said, brothers and sisters, I wanted to share this with you. Oh, another thing. I have heard that several modern day prophets are saying that Yahushua is getting ready to pick up his bride for the wedding. And they are even throwing out the date of May 19th as being a time frame. They gave a 7-day time frame basically from this day, and they're saying around May 19th. Now, I'm not saying that that's true, but I thought it's so amazing. I'm getting all this information, and they're saying that he is saying that he's going to pick up his bride around that same time. So keep that in mind, brothers and sisters. This wedding is coming up very soon. Everyone is invited, but I do know for a fact that most people will not attend. Most will be too busy doing their own thing to know that when he picks up the bride, he's not going to pick up everybody else. Only the 5 wise virgins will be going at that time. That's why on that spaceship that I was on, it was only a few other people. I didn't see their faces, but I do know that there were 2 or 3 other people on that ship with me. Yahushua was driving the ship. So I will say that's all I wanted to share with you today. So I would say shalom until the next time. But brothers and sisters, he's coming back to pick up his bride. The invitation goes out to everyone, but everyone will not be ready. But at least you know that I believe that this time is coming up very, very soon. Shalom until the next time.